And today, entitled parents, there is an entitled mother who thinks that someone should give up their scholarship for their little angel. Our first Reddit post is from Civis. How dare you cycle on the cycle path? The title pretty much sums it up, but here's the story. Last year I worked at a theme park, which was at the end of a very long cycle path which looped around the coast. Since the alternative route was an A road, most of us brought bikes and we ended up forming a little cycle club to commute it in. One day we're going along the path and I'm in front. A man stops and literally blocks me with his bike. I had no choice to either stop or swerve into A147. What the heck? The man splutters and scoots his bike closer. I guess he was trying to square up to me, but he looked like a penguin with hemorrhoids. Anyway, back to the quacky. Get off that bike right now! You're breaking the law, you selfish cow! One of my coworkers quipped. What did you do this time, Civis? This probably didn't help the situation. The man ignores my coworker and keeps yelling at me. My kid is cycling here. You're putting him in danger. Said kid is wobbling along on a trike, but thankfully on the far side of the pavement. His dad isn't watching the kid at all, so I'm not sure why his otherwise impeccable safety concerns didn't apply to his kid being unwatched near heavy traffic. But what do I know? It's a cycle path, I point out. I'm allowed to cycle on it. No, you're not. Only children are allowed on here. He fails to remove his arched cheeks from his metal ironing machine, but I didn't make a point of looking at it. He points at the 40-mile-per-hour lorries and buses driving past us. You have to get on the road or I'll report you. Coworkers stop sniggering at me long enough to find his voice. You're cycling on the path too, mate? This triggers an almighty glare. I'm looking after my child. You don't care that you're putting him in danger, do you? At all? At all? At this, we just all burst out laughing. As I said, we all worked at a theme park as ride operators. We spent 9 hours a day checking harnesses, giving safety talks, running safety checks, and closely supervising children on our rides. We knew more about safety regulations than a paranoid hypochondriac in a herpes convention. But of course, the parent doesn't know why we're laughing. He growls and barrels past me, knocking the bike right to the lip of the curb with me on it. Kid obviously wobbles past us once again behind his dad, and the whole argument the man hadn't looked at his son once. For the rest of the season, all my friends tease me for cycling on the cycle path. I will tell you what, Civis, this made no sense whatsoever. I just think it's funny. Our next post is Dark Matter 1532. Cast. You should already know, but I'm gonna add 2 new ones. S, Susan, and GK, Good Karen. Don't understand how there's a good Karen, but okay. So, this all happened several years ago. I was just under a week from graduating high school and I received my scholarship to get into my state's top university. I'm not going to say where for privacy reasons. All you need to know is that I live in the United States. Now, the kid wasn't so much as entitled, he was just a bit slow. That's not to say he was dumb. He was pretty smart in some things whenever he applied himself. It's just he was much slower. Daisy! Shut up! Sorry, it's my dog. whenever he applied it himself. It just he was much slower to grasp things than the majority of the class because of his short attention span and lack of analytical, and he barely applied himself. So, come graduation, everyone is waiting for their last names to be called. I don't know how it is for every school, but at the one I attended, we started it with the last name starting Z and moving backwards. OP, why would, I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but it's your school, I don't really care. The kid's name started with A, and mine started with C. So, we were watching everyone collect their diplomas and scholarships and shaking hands with the staff, yada yada. When it came for me to collect, I did the usual, fast forward about 20 minutes to the A section. When Karen was called, when kid was called, he got his diploma, didn't receive any scholarships. This did not end well with his mother, who will call Susan. The next day, really for the last week of high school, we were watching a movie and having a classroom party. You know, the kind with cake, cookies, sodas, occasionally maybe a few pizzas, etc. All of a sudden, we hear a knock on the door, and the teacher goes to answer. Convo as follows. Oh, hello. Hi, I was just wondering, were you in charge of the scholarships that were given out? No, ma'am. I was in charge of handing them out, but I was not the one who made the decision of who gets them. Well, I think you've made a mistake and accidentally skipped over my son. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I didn't make any mistakes. I handed out the scholarships to all the students they were designated to. Are you telling me my son is stupid? Dropping all form of politeness and starting to sound more entitled. No, ma'am, your kid is very smart. He just struggled in class and didn't really pay attention. Well, it's not his fault he has a condition. That's no reason for you to withhold his future. I understand it's not entirely his fault, but at the same time, he could have at least made the attempt to pay attention or get help. But since he didn't, he needs to take some responsibility and just accept the fact that he missed out. Susan didn't say another word. The entire class was just watching the conversation unfold, and the kid looked like he wanted to die of embarrassment. I honestly felt bad for him. After what seemed like an eternity, Susan left, and we resumed our movie. Now, where does the title take place, you ask? On the way home from school, now, me and Kid are pretty decent friends, so we walk home together. I was showing off my scholarship and saying how I was excited about going to my college of choice. Kid was saying how he congratulated me and he'll just have to work hard so he can afford to go. This is when Susan pulls up. Hey there, dark matter. What do you have? Oh no. Wait. Oh no. Oh, hi, this is just my scholarship. Well, I was wondering, can my kid have it? You don't really need it, do you? Mom, please just stop. I don't need nor want his scholarship. Hush, Mommy's talking. I'm sorry, but kid is right. I worked hard for the last 4 years. I'm not going to give it up. You will give me that certificate. Again, no. Without warning, Susan snatches the paper from me, almost tearing it, forces her kid to get in, and they drive off. After a few minutes, I'm of shaking off the WTF just happened. The moment I took out my phone and took a pic of her license plate just in the nick of time. After I get home, I call the police. Within 10 minutes they were at our house. I explain what happened as well as showing the pic of the license plate. Edit. I don't know why I said 10 minutes, but I meant to say the next day. I guess I had on the hashtags on the brain, and for some reason, my bad. Police asked if I wanted to call, and I said yes. Within 10 minutes, we were at Susan's house, and we knocked on the door. Hi, officers. What seems to be the problem? Ma'am, we got a call saying you stole this young man's scholarship. I'm sorry, you must have the wrong house. That's a lie. You stole it from me, and I would like it back. With all due respect, ma'am, we will have to search your house, and they had search warrants beforehand. No need, officers. I have the scholarship right here. Here you go, dark matter. I get the scholarship back, and Susan starts running a mini fit, shouting, screaming, and saying it's not fair. Ma'am, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you in for theft. Susan proceeds to slap the officer, which results in her being tackled and handcuffed by Officer 2. Oh my gosh. OP, if you had a video of this, it would be amazing. Like, I would pay you with cash money. Just, if you would, I know you probably don't have a video of it, but if you would have a video of this, please comment on this video if you find my YouTube channel, and I will give you my email address so you can send it to me. Add assaulting an officer to the charges. Me and kid watching his mom being dragged off. Hey man, sorry about what happened. No worries, she brought it on herself. So, where are you going to stay in the meantime? I'll probably stay with my uncle for a while. His uncle didn't live too terribly far away at the edge of town. Well, thanks again. I'll see you in class tomorrow, alright? See you tomorrow. And that's the end. It's been several years now, and the last I heard of him, about a couple months back, he was working as a manager at a local Starbucks restaurant. He's doing fairly well. Definitely not as much as he liked, but well enough to where he doesn't have to worry about bills or debt too often. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Peace. Well, our next Reddit post is from Broly DBS 9001. Background: I have a little sister, 6 years old. I have to go to the dollar store to buy a drink or something on mobile cast on mobile cast. EM entitled mom. Ian, store employee. Me. Earlier today, I went to the store to get me a root beer and some chips. Soon, I get a text from my mom asking if I can grab my sister a pack of underwear since she can't fit a lot of her other pairs. I grab my snacks and walk over to the area that has underwear. I grab a pack and feel a hand grab my arm. What do you think you're doing? Those are for little girls, you sick pervert. They're for my sister. Well, you should have a female get them so you don't do anything with them. What? Lady, chill out. I didn't even plan on getting them. That my mom texted me asking if I could get them. Well, why didn't she just come here to get them? Because I was already here now. Leave me alone. I get to the counter and an employee rings up the items when entitled mom shows up. Don't let him have the underwear. He's a sick pervert. They're for my sister. Ma'am, you need to leave OP alone. After that, I got home and give my sister the underwear. TLDR, woman yells at me for buying my sister underwear. Edit. My sister's running around the house with just her underwear on. I think she likes them. Well guys, that is it for this video, and I will see you guys Wednesday with my next video. Peace.